That barely don't know me. All right. Hello, everybody. My bangs are itchy, as they do. They get so itchy when they're crazy. They just itch the top of my eyebrows. Is this relatable?
I think that's why I couldn't have bangs. I would just be feeling like there's...
They are pretty itchy right now, specifically right now.
Do you always feel like, oh, there's a bug on me? And then it's like, no, that's my hair.
No, but I do always feel like there's hair in my eyes. I always have hair in my eyes. Sorry.
Sorry about it.
Welcome to the... God, see, I'm so itchy on my forehead. Welcome to Deckheads.
Now you're making me itchy on my forehead just by saying that.
And you don't even have any hair on your forehead. Unless they're minuscule.
I know, but I'm still just, I'm getting sympathetic itchiness.
That's a classic you. Sympathetic itchiness.
Just, someone starts talking about something being itchy. I bet a few of our viewers at home might even feel their own foreheads itching in sympathy.
God.
With
the more we talk about it.
Your sweaty bangs.
The itchier I get. All right, welcome, Deckheads Chief Stews. It is the official 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST version of the show. We're trying to move it up so our East Coast viewers can have a little bit of fun with us. Shout out to some folk in the chat. Jack on Cable TV. Vasab. Stews. Push. Shout out Push. Love following you on Twitter. Molly's Sleazy Friends. That's just Molly. What's up? Welcome to the show.
Welcome, man.
What are you drinking today?
Today I am drinking big iced tea from Senor Fish.
Oh, you go to Senor Fish?
Got some ceviche at Senor Fish.
Ooh la la.
And a big iced tea. So I was like, we're doing the podcast at 6. I want to be on my game. I also brought more of like as a tablescaping thing.
Yeah.
I made another.
Ooh.
With some blueberries. Some blueberries in water.
Wow, that is really fancy. Who are you?
Thank you.
Are you
Thank
Bugsy?
you. I'm just like Bugsy. I'm a chief stew. But yeah, like little blueberry bobas, little delight in your water. So that it will exist, but I'm going to keep it off this table so I don't spill it on my computer.
Yeah, don't do that. I do that often. I'll say I'm drinking a huge soda I got at Carl's Jr. It's a Diet Coke. You can't see it because naturally this is...
It's too big to be seen.
These like... Okay, you know what? You
it's a ghost. It's a ghost Coke.
Look at my dog kind of just watching me in the background. Let's see if I can get him to pop up. There he is.
Hi.
Yeah, I went to Carl's Jr. on my way. There he is. Hi, AC. Oh, disappeared. Oh, there he is.
Oh, hi.
Oh, there he is. I like it. It's so funny that he pops up and out. Oh, that's really funny. That got me good.
What's up to McConnor Talk?
What's up, Pineapple Gang?
What's up, Pineapple Gang? Also, Jack on Cable TV says, what a week in Formula One and on deck. Oh my God.
That Hungary race?
Crashing everywhere.
I'm sorry. I'm happy for Esteban Ocon for winning a race, But let's be real. You're only there because fucking Bottas decided to not brake at the right time and knock like all the top dogs out the race. Just saying.
Zoe McD says, stay hydrated, gang.
Hang gang.
She said hang, gang. But we all know what you mean, Zoe. Don't worry. Typos.
Yeah.
Are fine.
Get your big gang. Drinks, everybody. Pineapple gang, shout out. Ooh, shout out Actual Red Lobster. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. To the Pineapple Gang Deckheads Chief Stews.
Welcome to a Dole Whip of the Mind.
A Dole Whip of the Mind. I wonder where where's my little pineapple? My little pineapple? My little pineapple's missing. I had to change the batteries out, so unfortunately, yeah, I forgot to.
That's okay. That happens. I just changed all the batteries and all of my little LED sonar lights all over the apartment because had our first rolling blackout of the year.
Oh, really?
Where all the power went out, and then I was like, oh, I gotta like replace all the batteries in these candles for when this happens 10 more times.
Shout out candles. I have one of those battery operated camping lights I pull out.
Yeah, I just got a better one of those because I was like, oh, I should be a little more prepared for when this happens again.
Every day. It's hot out here. Oh, hello, Actual Red Lobster. Thank you for being a first-time chatter.
Welcome.
Welcome. We love the chat. We love talking to you guys. You know what? Chat it up. You know what I always say.
Chat it up in the chat. Get chatty.
All right. Let's talk about season 6, episode 6 of Below Deck Med. Look, the last 2 episodes really popped off.
Really hit a stride. Very sometimes hard to watch stride because fucked up things happened, but
yeah,
a lot of action.
My gosh. So okay, the night of that fight that popped off where Lexi kind of lost it on everyone, basically the last episode ended with Lexi pushing Z and David, like it ends with literally Lexi pushing Z. And then so in this episode, it starts with like, you know, the same thing, but David separates them, but Lexi like just keeps going harder and harder and calling everyone fake. I'm like, who's being fake? Everyone's just being like, stop. Just stop.
She's like, what's going on? And then even the next day, she's like, what was the fight about? I don't remember like why I started going crazy.
Right.
And
so let's talk about that. So the next morning she wakes up, is like, weird. I think we got into a fight. Well, everyone else is like reeling. And she talks to Captain Sandy, and Captain Sandy's like, well, just apologize. And she's like, well, I don't want to apologize because that's being fake. And it's like, and then Captain Sandy's like, yeah.
What?
Captain Sandy feels kind of like, I don't care. Look, I can't lose a fucking crew member right now. So I don't care if you stabbed someone or you don't remember stabbing someone. You apologize and move the fuck on. Because with quarantine, I can't be getting new crew members, bitch. So I don't care what you did. So she's like, even if you don't remember, tell them that. Be like, I don't fucking remember stabbing you. So sorry. And then you move on. And
she definitely might have stabbed somebody at some point in her life, just given her personality.
Her energy is terrifying.
And her hit list. But she kind of just called everyone fake and said Malia was fake and didn't really care about her dad dying, which is probably true. And then the next day was like, hey, Malia, why did I try to kill you last night? Malia's like, you were mad that I was trying to get you to pay me for something, and you just, it doesn't really matter. It's a real drunk person fight where it's like, she's just an angry drunk, clearly, who's processing a lot of trauma, and at a certain point, she drank too much.
Yeah.
And
yeah. It's kind of funny because it really overshadows the fact that Mathew left. And can I see this real quick? And there was a moment where. Okay, well, I'm not allowed to use my mouse. I want to use the sound effects you gave me. Sorry, I can't get a hold of my mouse. Okay. All right. Okay.
This is what real live streaming is all about, guys, or moments like these.
Yeah, maybe like, can I
moments
have a mouse?
Liveness, just unscripted.
I can't get it back now. There we go. This mouse is a mess. Okay. So yeah, it overshadows Mathew, which I thought kind of sucks. I was like, Mathew sucks. He was literally being like, I'm trying to have a. What was he talking about being at sex parties or something?
He was like, I met my girlfriend at a sex party. I only want to be in a throuple because like I need two women. He's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. McConnor Talk says them forgetting Matt had disappeared was a real episode highlight.
Right. That was actually hilarious because like he was being a fucking piece of shit and then he left, but like the fact that Lexi, like no one cared. Like a chef is huge.
Nobody cared. It was so funny. We didn't even know if he had literally left the boat or just gone to his bunk. It was just like, okay, he's gone now.
Yeah, no one cared. No one gave a shit. Like they literally told Malia she could go sleep in his bed, right? The night before, so she didn't have to sleep in her room.
Yes, and I think after he left the first time, they were all just like, oh, okay, he's one of those guys who storms off the boat sometimes. So they were less surprised when he stormed off the boat again, or they were just so preoccupied with the Lexi thing, they completely forgot about his little diva fit.
I mean, well, yeah, so Captain Sand doesn't know about this. And then we have Ghost producer, or no, what is his name? Ghost engineer. Yeah, I don't know, maybe first chief officer, I don't know. But Ghost member Martin tells Captain Lee that Mathew bounced, and she's like, what the hell? I was on the boat. And I'm like, she must take sleeping pills. How does she sleep so hard that she hears nothing that goes on in this boat?
Yeah. I mean, I think she tunes a lot of stuff out as well. But it just seems like really nobody noticed Mathew was gone.
No, no one cared.
Which is surprising because he's so annoying. You would totally notice his absence because his presence is so annoying.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I am so happy he's leaving. And I hope there's no switcheroo where they pretend he's leaving and then he stays because I want him gone. I want to hang out with new chef Luca.
So that's what we found out is that Sandy had spared no expense, and the first time that Mathew walked off the boat, she started trying to get a new chef immediately. And she sort of thought Mathew might walk off the boat again because clearly that's the thing he does. So she was ready with the backup chef, but she's letting Mathew do one last charter in which he hopes to prove himself and get the job back, which is crazy.
No, he walked off twice.
Walked off twice.
Also, nobody likes you, and they're like, you're gonna have to do, like you're gonna have to help with all the meals. And he's like, well, can I only do like 1/3 of the meals? And they're like, no. And he's like, about it all.
Yeah, he sucks at his job that he says he loves doing. He sucks at it really bad.
Then he just shows up like, I made a huge, this thing where he's like, what have I done? Was the funniest thing, because I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, you're a huge idiot.
McConnor Talk says, not really a spoiler, but next episode, Matt talks about sex parties again.
He has to go. He has to go. I won't do it. I'm not here to hang out with I can't perform at sex parties Matthews. Like, I already watched a full season of Sex Life. I don't need any more of this, okay?
I feel like now would be a good time for you to talk about what happened on The Bachelor last night, because you were starting to tell me off the air.
Oh, yeah. So The Bachelor last night was a real mess, too. Oh, shout out Evil Camera. Thank you for following, Evil Camera. Are you evil? Probably, because you're an evil camera. Welcome. Yeah, so on The Bachelorette last night, Katie the Bachelorette, and okay, also spoiler alert if you haven't watched last night's episode. I'm about to spoil some shit, and I'm sorry.
Spoiler warning. Beep, 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 beep. Spoiler. Backing up.
Here,
The
let me give
spoiler
you
boat is coming.
What's a good sound effect for a spoiler?
I like the idea of the spoiler boat backing up. So it's like, get out of its way if you don't want to get hit by the spoiler boat.
This is the spoiler engine revving. It's a little long, but okay. So on The Bachelor, well, first, hello, Evil Camera. Thank you for the showing up in the chat. Yeah, on The Bachelorette last night, we saw a lot of great emotional, manipulative. Huh. I'm really killing this, huh? A lot of emotional manipulation is what I meant to say by cast member Greg, who, look, at first I was on Greg's side. He told her that he loves her, and she was like, I like looking at you. And then when he came back the next day and was like, okay, first of all, she basically told him he was going to win. He just had to, like, hold on for, like, 4 more days. She kept being like, just stick with me for 4 more days, and it'll be okay. It's us. It's me and you. I don't know. To me, I thought that was pretty clear. She was being like, bitch, it's you.
Yeah.
And crazy. Then he couldn't handle it. So the next day he comes back and he's like, I can't do this anymore because, like, I don't understand, like, why you so quickly just brushed over the fact that I told you that you fill a hole in my heart and that I love you and I've never opened up about this before. And she was like, what?
Huh?
I'm sorry, in that moment I didn't mean to do that. And he was just like, I don't even recognize you. I don't even recognize you anymore. Like, you're a stranger to me. Like, I don't know who you are. Like, you
Didn't
in that
they
moment
just meet?
Well, yeah, she is a stranger, you know, whatever. But she basically told him, like, it's you, but, like, he couldn't handle that she couldn't say I love you back. But she had set a pretty clear boundary saying, like, I'm not going to say I love you to anyone until the end because there's other men here, so it's not appropriate for me to be just throwing out I love yous, which is fine. That's fine. And she told him that, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she didn't say it in so much words, but she told his mom that. I don't know. But it got fucking dark with him. Like, he just started to be like, he started to lose his mind. He was like levitating. I don't know. He just started to be like, I don't care about roses. I don't care about, you know, being in the number one, like, I don't know who you are. You're not listening to me. Like, all this shit that you're like, bro, if you literally chill the fuck out, you guys will leave together. She told you that. Give it 4 days and she will leave with you. And she basically was like, it's you since the start. She told him he's winning. And then, but like there was a miscommunication with him because she didn't directly say I love you back when he opened himself up. I don't know. You got to go watch that scene because it's.
All right, I'll watch it.
There's a darkness that I'm like, what happened?
Well, there's a darkness to The Bachelor. Here's my question do you think this guy was like going for a big moment? Do you think he was going to get her to say I love you and like he would just win, you know? It would be known that he had won.
But I think sorry, go ahead.
What are the odds that producers were like, tell her you love her?
Well, I mean, I think he did have feelings for her. I think he did love her. Of course, you know, when you're in a bachelor or bachelorette situation, you are in a place where you have no phone, no TV, no books, no magazines. You're in like a pressure cooker that kind of like forces you to fall in love with this person. You know, you have nothing except to think about this person that's being flaunted in front of you as like the prize, you know? So you like.
Do you think the producers were like, say you love her, and if she doesn't say it back, like, how does that make you feel?
I think his behavior is him. I don't think they want him to leave because
he's gonna win.
Right. And now she wants to go home. She literally was like,
who's the backup? Well, so wasn't she
Blake, the Blake guy who was on Tayshia and Claire's season and who just has boners all the time.
The new guy.
Yeah, the boner guy. It's like really into his boners.
I'm getting all my Bachelorette contestants mixed up with my Love Islanders now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm deep into Love Island again. Love Island is great. It's the beach where you get old.
It's
Have
the
you
beach where you get old.
have you watched F-Boy Island yet?
No, but I'm going to.
Yeah, me too. Let's watch it for next week for this show.
I don't think I can watch it that quick, but I'll try.
Okay, yeah. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, also, I think I'm going to cover it on my Will You Accept This Rose Patreon with Arden Marine, I think. And then we're going to try and get Nikki on. We should just ask Nikki to do our... That's right. I know Nikki. I'm like really famous. Just joking. I just know her through podcasting. I technically EP her podcast, but that's why you have a job.
You're technically part of the Bachelor universe.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Below Deck. Sorry for taking it so off course.
Sorry, it was just a wild ride. Look at my dog.
Oh, he's just appeared.
I love when he just appears. There he goes. Let me see if I can get him. He's just moping. Okay, so yeah, so anyway, Martin tells Captain Sandy that crazy Matt too is gone. And she's like, what the fuck? And so she texts him, doesn't know what's going on, calls for a new chef. And that's when we see a little video message from Luca, who apparently only has like 2 more days to quarantine.
Luca,
who looks chill. He's
the new Pixar film, Luca.
Oh, is that what it is? Luca? That's right.
It's like about a little Italian boy who likes to cook pasta, just like Luca, the new chef.
He's like, I am from Disney.
Yes, I am here to replace the evil chef that everybody hates.
Disney. All right. So, yeah. And then, so Katie goes and tells Captain Sandy what happened. Captain Sandy's like, let's just have a team meeting because Lexi walks in and tries to defend herself. It's a whole thing. So they have a team meeting and Lexi like half apologizes to people. I don't know what was going on. I didn't get it. I just know Captain Sandy's not going to let go of a crew member. Unless she has a
Lexi wasn't really sorry, but she had to apologize. I think she knew she had to like say something like, oh, hey guys, sorry, I tried to kill you all last night. Whoops.
Yeah, sorry. You're on my burn list, but whatever.
Sorry, I tried to sexually harass Lloyd in the pool or whatever. Whoopsies. But she really wasn't sorry because she kept sort of doubling down when asked to clarify.
No, she didn't give a fuck. She was just like, well, we were screaming at each other. And I was like, you were calling everyone fake for no reason. You don't even know these people. How are they fake?
Yeah.
They don't talk to you,
right.
And yet they're fake. I mean, like, I don't like Malia, but I didn't like how Lexi was acting either.
No, they both have such different styles, like...
Yeah.
Malia is a little like cold and unemotional or whatever, because she's got brothers and she's one of the guys and blah, blah, blah. And Lexi was definitely like a little crazy, but also everyone seemed to understand that it was coming from a place of like extreme grief and not just, I don't think she's like that all the time necessarily, although maybe she is. She does have the burn list. The Connor Talk says, Lexi made me be on Malia's side, and that's a capital crime.
I mean, that's the problem. Like, do not put me on Malia's side.
Yeah, for real.
I like that. McConnor Talk always says, Lexi was basically like, wow, last night was crazy, huh? Anyways, I mean, that was her energy.
That was her energy, and it was so funny. She's like,
remember
we got wild last night. We partied.
And everyone's like, we have trauma from you.
Yeah, you gave us PTSD. She's like, well.
Yeah. Well,
whoops.
After that, Mathew shows up like, I messed up. Oh, God, what have I done? He's just going around apologizing to everyone. And everyone's like, what?
Oh, my God.
Sure,
he shows up in that shirt that's like, be nice to me or something. Yeah. And just goes around being like, oh, I'm so sorry. What a completely normal, weird fuck up for me again. Back to my job. And Sandy's like, no.
Yeah, he really was like, I'm so sorry what happened. And everyone's like, we don't care. Lexi like blew shit up. Like, no one cared. They're like, who are you? Oh, right. You're that chef guy that makes everyone uncomfortable with his comments about sex parties, huh? Okay, well, you know what? We're dealing with another thing. So, like, Just leave us alone.
Yeah, you're getting replaced. Oh, you're getting replaced. McConnor Talk says Malia and Lexi are both the girls who are like, I'm only friends with guys because women are bitches.
Mm.
It's true. It's true.
And
I think that's like,
we are such bitches.
They'll never bond with each other because I don't think either one of them is friends with women.
But like being friends with guys sucks as well because all they're doing is like, I mean, they're not really doing much. That's the problem.
Yeah, but you're one of the bros and like,
and that's boring. I don't want to be friends with guys or girls. I'll be honest with you. I just want to be friends with pets.
Agree. Just animals and trees.
Yeah, I want to be friends with my plants that I have to water, my dog who I have to feed, and my cat who I have to give an inhaler to because he has asthma. Those are my friends. I don't want any female or male human friends.
Zoe McPhee says, I think Lexi likes guys who pay her bills. Well, I think that's fine. And whatever.
Yeah, sugar baby it up if you can. If you're young and you can sugar baby it, fuck it. Do it.
Who cares? And Malia seems like a slut shamer because that's just the vibe I get.
At one point she does go like, I had one night where I like made out with two people or something like that. Like,
she's trying to bond with the others by being like, I'm a sexual deviant.
Her whole thing was like she hid that she was like dating Adam. Like that was pretty intense, and then started like having a relation. She was being real shady that season. She was saying one thing to Adam and saying another thing to Wiz.
Oh yeah, she was just using everybody for attention very openly.
And she wasn't drunk the whole time.
No, she was just doing it clearly. She was enjoying the attention.
I think she just has gone away with a lot in her life, so she just like does it. Because she's like, well, at least I'll walk in and be like, I kissed both Wiz and Adam tonight. It's true.
I'm one of the guys.
And it's a red herring. She's like, yeah, you can say that and then hide the fact that you actually have a relationship with Adam. Like, I don't, you're fucking with us.
That's right. She's not being upfront right now about how she's kissing that secret engineer.
Jake or whatever. I know. Shade. For shade. Anyway, yeah, Lexi just half-ass apologizes to everyone, and then her and Malia get into another fight, which then Malia reports back to Katie, and then Katie tries to go to Captain Sandy again, and Captain Sandy's like, I don't care. Oh, wait, no, she goes to Lexi again, starts, I guess, raising her voice at Lexi. Lexi decides to call her mother to be like, I'm quitting this boat, Mom. Her mom's like, what will God think? She's like, I don't care. And then she doesn't quit the boat because Lexi goes to Captain Sandy, and Captain Sandy's like, we can't lose a crew member. Just get over it. And you're like, this is great management.
So then she's like, also, I mean, I also think maybe Mathew was counting on that to just keep his job, that they wouldn't be able to hire somebody else during COVID or in time or whatever. And then clearly they made an exception for the chef because Mathew sucks so bad.
Well, she had, the first time Mathew quit, she had called someone and had someone go into quarantine. But based on my understanding, she had a Deck stew also go. So in reality, she could replace, what's her name? Lexi.
Lexi could still leave. I could still see Lexi being like, I don't think she's going to be necessarily like sedate from now on.
I agree. I don't trust that she'll be here for much longer.
Zoe McPhee says Lexi made a horrible racist slur and insulted Z's family and kept insisting that she had nothing to apologize for. So we figured out more about what she said to him last week that was offensive. It was a little confusing because she called him an Afrikaner, which is like a white South African.
I see.
So she was essentially like, he was sort of like, I'm confused as to what she meant by that, but it was like she was saying he wants to be white.
Oh, because he was adopted into a white family.
Yes, exactly. She was like calling him a colonizer, basically.
Is that what that means? I have never really heard that slur because I don't really.
Well, it's not like a slur exactly. It's like
It's just a derogatory term.
It's laden with meaning. I have never heard of like somebody calling a Black person like that as a derogatory term, but maybe it's a thing, you know? I don't know what, but it seemed like she was basically saying like, you're a colonizer, you like,
because you were adopted into like a white family. I mean, what an asshole.
Yeah. She was definitely meant it in a way. She meant it as an insult.
Right.
Even though Z was like, I'm a little confused by what the insult was exactly, but I know that like she was trying to insult me.
Fascinating. She's an asshole.
Yep. Nikki Beck said there'd be no drama if they just swapped out cast members. And Jack on Cable TV said, I think Sandy had the stew and the chef on the same schedule and couldn't replace Lexi. But I also think she mismanaged the conflict resolution out of self-interest.
Oh, yes. And 100%. She was like, Katie, this is your opportunity to manage your staff. And Katie's like, she has said a lot of fucked up things and made a lot of people on this crew uncomfortable. And she's like, well, you only have to worry about the interior. And it's like, okay.
No.
Yeah, my contact says, oh, and she totally mismanaged it. It was just like how she told Hannah to just deal with Laura without really hearing how bad Laura was. God, I forgot about Laura. Remember how wild she was?
Yeah. Captain Sandy is such a bad captain.
I think she just like can't deal with like continuously trying to get new crew during quarantine. I think it's just not easy for her. And so she doesn't want to deal with it.
Well, no, of course not. And like, I think Mathew had to fuck up really bad for her to replace him, but clearly he's like such a liability. He can't be trusted to even, like, he might fuck it up for all of them by doing that.
Yeah.
By being such a bad chef. Like if he walks out in the middle of service and they have to cook the meal again.
No, it's not okay. You need someone who's like not so ready to jump ship every 2 seconds.
Right, or like they can talk shit and be kind of a firebrand off the clock as long as they clock in and do the stuff they're supposed to do. That's like most of the chefs are like crazy alcoholics who run their mouths, but then they like come in and make the food and make the crew food and do all the stuff they're supposed to do. Mathew couldn't do either. He was just running his mouth and then also failing at his one job.
Yeah.
And rather than blame him, he obviously sucks and just kind of sucks, and like I feel for his mental health issues, but also he just sucks and he should know that this is maybe not the life for him, the life at sea. I'm going to blame Sandy for not doing her due diligence once again, for not calling and checking any of the references and being like, oh, he only worked for Jeff Bezos for 2 days or whatever, and then he left.
Right. Also,
because he has this long list of people that he worked for that are famous that clearly Sandy was like, oh, you know, Richard Branson's private chef, whatever, but he might have worked for all these people for like 1 day.
Yeah. God, I'm glad he's leaving. Fingers crossed he'll never see him again. You know what chef I really miss? Just like a chef that I just really want to come back so badly is Ben.
Me too. I just actually started watching Below Deck Med from the beginning again. So it really made me miss Chef Ben, because that's what I was thinking of somebody who like sometimes gets in conflicts and is kind of a funny big personality.
But it's fun.
But is fun and is a good chef and does his job.
Yeah, and he's like Austin Powers. He's like, okay, baby. Like, he's just like, he has such good energy that like you can't really be mad at him because he's like so enjoyable.
Right, and he's neurotic. He's insecure. He flips out that one time because he thinks people are calling him posh and that he didn't like work to, you know, do anything. And he's like, I mean, again, a silly thing to be
like
mad
went to school
about,
with
but
like
also
Will and Harry, like.
Yeah, it's okay.
His father's like a famous author.
So like you're a yacht chef.
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
We all know that there's not, I don't know. I mean, I'm
sure
sure
we need
that
to
like
all be a lot more transparent and lean into the fact that we come from privilege. Like whatever.
Yeah. Jack on Cable TV says, will it bother this former Miss Universe to wait on people hand and foot? Well, I don't think it's because she was a Miss Universe. I think she I think it's just like a shitty mundane job, especially being a stew where you're not even getting to be on, you don't even get to be above deck and see all the cool stuff that you might think you're going to get to see. If you really don't know what the job is and you find out it's basically just like being in a hotel, but it's also like a weird cramped place and you're trapped there.
Yeah.
It's not glamorous from the service end. Like a lot of things that are glamorous from a customer end, it's still like mundane, shitty service work from a service worker's point of view, you know? Even the most glamorous service work job in the world is still like, well, again, I was watching Below Deck Med and I forgot about, I think Bobby is the guy who just like starts fraternizing with the guests nonstop and
no,
is
that's
like
Danny.
Bobby's
the one who gets mad at him for doing it. Bobby
right,
hates Danny.
Yeah, like I think a lot of people come on the boat being like, I'll basically be a passenger, and it's like, no, you won't.
Yeah, that's the green people who like don't know that it's not like people will get on your ass for like doing even the simplest of like something that's not okay.
Yeah.
Well,
they think
I will say it does feel like Katie is not happy at all because one, Captain Sandy keeps being like, figure it out, deal with this like crazy like, you know, mean girl who works for you. And it's just like hurts Katie. It makes her like cry. And then like Lexi makes her cry when she like threatens to quit or does quit. And then like she takes the bullet and has Malia move rooms to be in a room with Courtney, so then Katie will room with Lexi's ass. And it's like, you know what, I really do think, I will say I do think Katie's a good chief stew, but I don't think she has it in her to deal with like a Satan a la Lexi, as she calls herself.
Yeah, she's not enough of a strong taste herself, I think, to like battle the forces of whatever demon has possessed Satan, the demon Satan who's possessed Lexi. So McConnor Talk says she has a shining moment in the next app. Okay.
I hope
Looking
so.
forward to that.
I like Katie. I also like to think that either Hannah or Kate would destroy Lexi.
Well, that's what I think too. It's like, I like Katie too. It's not her fault that she's not Hannah or Kate, who I think would understand better how to deal with somebody like Lexi, how to put the fear of God back into Satan.
Like, Hannah would just give you one look and destroy you. Kate would play mind games with you until you died. Like, yeah. I won't lie, like, I miss that. I miss that a lot.
Me too. So McPhee says, I like Katie and I think she's very level-headed. I think that is,
yeah.
I think that's it, is that Katie is level-headed, and
I don't think Francesca could have dealt with Lexi too well. I think Francesca would have just cried again to Kathleen Lee.
What about Daisy?
I think the people that can deal with Lexi are people that are like
also crazy in their own way. Yeah,
like they're the type of person who don't like to be stepped to, like how Lexi
fight fire
is.
With fire.
Yeah. Like, you level-headed people don't want to deal with someone like Lexi.
For sure, because she's unhinged, and
like, you have to have some chaos reigning in your mind to be like, okay, Lexi, you want to play it that way? Then I'll fucking murder your like, you have to be like that level of thinking of like, things will start disappearing in your life, you know? Not literally, but that's the energy you're putting out. Like, that's the type of chief stew that can deal with it. And that's what Kate and Hannah were bringing to the table.
I agree.
So I mean, that's just absurd that we're like,
I think also once it got well, I think also once it got physical, once she attacked Z, they all kind of took a step back, like,
yeah,
you can't get into it with this person because they might physically try to harm you right now because they are in an elevated state. So, you know, again, like, not the best TV that everybody de-escalated, but definitely like the right thing to do for the people on the actual boat to de-escalate and just be like, okay, let's go to sleep, everybody. Because in a situation like that, where somebody's that drunk, the only solution is for them to not be that drunk anymore.
I agree.
There's no there's no scenario in which you reach a reasonable conclusion with a person when they're that level of fucked up and they've already been like, either they exhaust themselves and then they get tired like a baby and then maybe they change, you know, like you saw it with Mathew too. Like he was all drunk and angry at the dinner. And then the next day he was like this, and he was so angry he stormed off the boat. And then the next day he came back all like, oh guys, I'm so sorry. Guys, I'm just a nice guy.
But the thing is, like, he is like a dick when he's sober. So I'm like, get him the fuck out of here.
He's a dick when he's sober, which is like he seemed so fake when he came back, being like, oh, whoopsies.
Yeah, he just wanted the job.
Oh, gee, I just needed to go for a walk and like not tell anyone where I was going for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Can I ask a request of you?
Yeah, what's up?
Can I hear your Mickey Mouse voice?
Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Mickey. I have to say it a few times. Mickey! Mickey! This is like all I have in life. I'm Mickey! I don't like Mathew! Fuck that guy! What else? Hey, you know what? I would be a great captain of this ship. I'm Mickey Mouse. There is actual Disney cartoons where Mickey's like a captain, right?
Steamboat Willie, the first Mickey cartoon. He's the captain of a ship. Mickey, how do you feel about Scarlett Johansson?
Oh God, ScarJo! How dare she bite the head? What is it? I don't even
glove.
The glove, the mouse hand. I don't even remember. How dare she bite the mouse hand that feeds her? She's a bitch. I just like the idea of Mickey being so pissed at Scarlett Johansson for
Mickey
suing
is
them.
So scary. Mickey's terrifying to me.
He's just
so
like
a
like fascist like CEO of Disney. Just
I mean,
on the board.
That's Disney.
I'll tell her something. She can go fuck herself. She'll see no more back end from this streaming service.
Ha ha.
Ha ha. That stupid bitch.
That stupid bitch can die. Ha ha.
Guess what, Black Widow? Never again in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's so unhinged. It's so unhinged. Gosh.
I also really enjoyed your Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga in the fucking House of Gaga trailer. If you guys haven't seen the House of Gaga trailer yet, where she plays
it's House of Gucci, but it is
I called it House of Gaga.
House of Gaga. Well, that's the name of her makeup brand.
Yes, you're right, it is House of Gucci. Yeah, House of Gucci. That trailer, her accent when she's like a name synonymous with power. No, what is it? She's like I can't even remember what this stupid trailer said.
In them is like luxury, speciality, money.
It can also be a curse. It's just like, what is going on?
I just liked how the whole trailer was her the whole time, just being like, it is my fetish to have money. Even if I have to do a murder.
Yeah, she's like, I don't really consider myself an ethical person. Like,
and then they just show one clip of Adam Driver going, she is a handful.
Yeah, like Jared Leto and his 45 layers of prosthetics. Like, you picked a very live wire, huh? Like, this movie is batshit. I can't with everyone doing accents. Just cast Italian people at this point. Like, I guess Lady Gaga's Italian, but like true Italians from Italy.
Oh, she is Italiano. Jack on Cable TV said, did you see the horror movie they made at Disney World, Gorilla Style? I did. I love that movie.
No, what was that?
It's called something really Epcot-y, like Destination Tomorrow or something. What's it called, if you remember?
This is an actual
It's
Disney?
Really good. Yeah, it's not a Disney movie. It's just a movie somebody made at Disney World and Disneyland. Escape from Tomorrow is what it's called. It's called Escape from Tomorrow.
Got it.
And they just shot it all on a phone cam, like right when you could start doing that, or on a DV cam. And Disney, I think, decided not to sue them to like draw attention to it. They just let them put it out. But it's great because it's like a no budget movie this guy made about like a dad having a mental breakdown on a Disney World trip with his family.
Oh.
It's great.
Okay, I'll check it out. I don't like horror, but I guess
it's not horror. It's more like psychological horror. It's very like The Shining or something. It's just like this dad on this like hellish trip to Disney World, and he gets obsessed with like some teenage girls he sees on a ride, and he just sort of like loses his mind at Disney World, as one does. Connor Talk says, I love Jenny Nicholson's YouTube video against that movie. I don't know anything about that, but I'm open to hearing a critique. Some people really hate that movie. I don't know why. I just think it's cool that you made it for nothing and got away with distributing it, even though it was all shot at Disneyland and Disney World. Because Disney World is really scary.
Is it?
I mean, I've never been actually, but the idea, to me, one of the saving graces of Disneyland is that you can leave at the end of the day and drive home and go home to your home. And, you know, like in Vegas, if you stay a day too long, you start to like lose your mind a little bit.
Huh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I would never stay in Vegas that long.
Okay. I just think it's this like when you stay in a place that's like all, yeah, Jack on Table TV says, I grew up in Orlando. Disney is a place I love and also think is so weird. And the Disney fanatics are creepy to pin people or whatever. Yes, I totally agree. I just think there's something for me about like, it's like being trapped in the airport or something. It's like,
oh yeah,
there's a point where you're just like, I need to go outside the bounds of Westworld. And that's the one thing I cannot do, you know?
Yeah. I will say I spent about a week in Orlando and I did not go to Disney World once. I wanted to, but I just didn't have time because I was doing a podcast movement conference and the hotel. Actually, I've been to Orlando twice. The hotels are intense because we were all there for a podcast conference. I stayed at the Hilton. Shout out Lazy River, but which I spent all my time in that Lazy River when I wasn't at the conference. But the like groups of families, they'd be like 40 people in a family, and they were all there for Disney World, and it was pretty surreal.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy, and I think there's something to me, like somebody was talking about like someone's going to write an op-ed coming out as like a Disney adult. And I was like, oh, what if it's me? Because I'm not a Disney adult, but I do like going to Disneyland. Sometimes I watch Disney movies. I'm like more of a pro Disneyland person than some people. I'm like, but there's something about the sad part of it that even that I'm like, you know what? If it makes all those people happy to like throw all their money down a hole, let them do it. Let them throw their money down the hole.
Yeah, straight into my pocket. Jesus. That fucking
all right,
family.
What else? Do we have anything else that happened?
Yeah, okay, well, let's just talk about the guests real quick. So we have this family come, Athena Lucine, who's a success coach from Connecticut, who's hosting an entrepreneur retreat with her brothers named Jacobson and Jivison or something like that. They had a similar names where I was like, what? Are they twins? And then they're bringing their like friends / workers, people, employees. I don't know. But they're like so excited. It's kind of hilarious. Like there's like, woo, yes! Like there was such a clear like shot between that like they were clearly like posed to stand in front of the crew and all raise their glasses and be like, woo! At the camera, where I was like, that's strangely like
they seemed produced. Like they were actually having fun at least.
No, they definitely were living their best lives, but then they like got really demanding towards the end because like they like Mathew's food, but then Athena comes in and she's like, yeah, we want more options than calamari because a lot of people aren't into squid, but like I want a kind of Croatian style, but I want more options than squid, but don't call it squid, and I only want the round like parts of calamari.
And that doesn't seem that crazy to me.
No, but then Mathew lost his mind.
He lost his fucking mind again.
I will say when they actually sat down for dinner and like Katie like couldn't handle that not everyone was sitting down, but they all wanted dinner, and then Athena came down and was like, we're running late, and Katie was like, how dare you make me look bad at my job. I think things are gonna pop off with these guests.
I agree. Somebody brought up David and Malia.
Oh God, that relationship. Give it up, David. She's not worth
I know.
it.
You know who else I realized David reminds me of a little bit, and this kind of ruined him for me? Is Elon Musk. He kind of looks like Elon Musk to me.
Oh, why would you put that in my mind? That
Sorry,
poor kid.
it's true.
That poor kid deserves more than Malia. He's like, could you ever see me as more than an employee? Miserable.
She's like, maybe. Bye.
I can't really answer that. Bye. Lexi's about to punch me, so I gotta get out of here. No, she can't. Because she already has her eyes set on Jake, the hot engineer.
We do not see on la camera.
No, so we can't even like really gauge where she's at with you. Well, that's sad. I think David's a nice guy. I think the real romance will be between Dave, Z, and Lloyd. I think Lloyd's doing great. I'm glad the deck crew's like good. There's no like deck crew bullshit because they're all friends, they're all nice guys, and they're all just like happy to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
And like Lloyd's like bringing all his engineering experience and he's so pumped. He's like, I figured out how to like pick up the slide easier, where he does his little thing where he's like always like blah, 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 like a weird British MC.
Yeah.
I think they're living their best lives. It's the interior that's about to implode.
That's right.
Where's Gaga to just fuck them all?
Interior implosion. Well, that's funny too, because when people were saying like, oh, they had an ethical responsibility to like not let some of the people on the show this year, I was like, well, we learned they don't care about that a while ago, but especially last year when that crazy broad in Sydney sexually harassed Gaza, and they just kind of let it happen.
No, they've made it quite clear they don't care.
It is a reality television show.
Yeah. It kind of like makes me think like in Bachelorette where they were like letting this dude just sit there and gaslight the Bachelorette. No one like said anything. Like no one stepped in like, whoa, bro, you're being toxic as hell.
I mean, everything in the Bachelorette is crazy.
Yeah.
We're going to find out the Bachelorette is CIA.
God, I wish that would make the show so much more interesting. Greg, we found out you're from Jersey, and we know who your family is. The Gripos. Notorious mafia family, the Gripos. Get a Gripo. I wish. I would love for there to be some crime syndicate somehow involved with the Bachelorette series. Oh.
Well, guess what? Guess what?
What?
When my Heidi Flies podcast finally comes out.
Oh yeah, the
Heidi World.
You're right. You're
coming sometime. There will be a connection between The Bachelor, a long-winded connection between the Bachelor franchise and organized crime.
Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear.
We will connect them in less than 5 steps.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Well, that's it, you guys. We've had all the fun we can. We've hit our point of ending. We talked about Orlando for a little too long. And now we're here.
Maybe just long enough, some might say.
Yeah, I spent a week in Orlando, and then one time at the beginning of the pandemic, I literally believe it was the first weekend of March, I had to fly to Orlando for literally one night. I flew there to do on a Friday I flew there to do what was I doing? I did a conference. I did a panel at a conference in front of like 300 people or so, which retrospect, first weekend of March of 2020, real bad idea.
Nobody knew.
Real bad idea, because I came back and a week later we shut down. And then I flew back the next day because I didn't want to stay in Orlando any longer than I had to. So
smart. Fun times. What a fun time to think about. I would love to go to Orlando, just putting it out there. I would absolutely love to go lose my mind at Disney World, especially Epcot. I'm really interested in because it seems so weird and World's Fair-y.
I would go with you just to go to Disney World, but I don't want to go to any more podcast conferences.
No more podcast conferences, just like Barb and Star.
Yeah.
Energy.
Just Barb and Star. We bring our culottes. Oh, yeah, here's my Disneyland cup.
Oh, hey. Haha. Get fucked.
A friend who no longer is my friend, her mom bought this for me at Disneyland. Had it embroidered.
Bailey and I were at Disney with my parents that weekend with 1 billion people at the Flower and Garden Festival. You know what? Cheers. We didn't know. Glad everyone's okay.
Yeah.
I went to a music festival a couple days ago. Just one musician, but we're doing stuff again, seeing what's up. Maybe would have chosen not to be in a crowd if I'd known a little more about the Delta variant at that point. But what are you gonna do?
Ace is here to say thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you get to see a cute puppy. Cutest. And he's gonna do a little dance for you.
I would love to do a podcast The Ride crossover with Chief Stews. I'm a big podcast The Ride fan. Hello.
I'm a puppy, and I'm dancing for you. Dancing for you. This is if you stayed this long, you get a little show.
That's right. And you get to see.
Can you look at the camera? Thanks. I'm a puppy, we are dancing, we are dancing.
Woo.
Do you not like dancing for the fans?
Oh,
the Pineapple Gang? You kind of look like a pineapple.
He's a pineapple. Oh.
Sorry, he's not more entertaining.
He's really entertaining.
Well, thanks so much for watching, you guys. You can
thanks for watching.
Follow us at DeckheadsPod on Instagram and Twitter. You can email us at deckheadspod@gmail.com. Send us that tea. We love it. DM us, tweet at us, Instagram us. We love all fun. And you can follow me at Anna Hosnia on Twitter, and Molly.
That's Molly Lambert on Twitter.
Ghost Dog.
All right, give us
and
that
Ace
beautiful
is
music.
at Ghost Dog. Just kidding. Could you imagine?
He is a little cutie ghost dog.
Little cutie ghost dog. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Next week, we'll get back into episode 7. I'm excited. Let's see how Katie redeems. Has a great shining moment. And
I'll have to look at another crime mean.
Guess we'll just have to talk soon. TTYL, friends. Bye.